They test your speed, so you might run a 40-yard dash. They test your long jump. They test your high jump. They test your shuttle drills, going back and forth, 3-cone drills. They were trying to make sure that, before we pick you, that you have the right abilities and the skills that we're looking for, and the strength as well. They test your bench press. They want to make sure that you can play, pretty much. So when I went there, this is one particular guy. He was stretching, and he was like running his 40-yard dash, and he was running across us as we were stretching, pretty much just showing off his speed. And I'm like, man, and he said he was playing wide receiver. I'm like, man, this dude about to kill this combine. This dude is fast. So we went to the combine. He ran his 40-yard dash. I think he ran like a 4.3, which is really fast. That's like the speed they're looking for. He ran the 4.3. So they went to the next drills. The next drills was catching the ball, running simple routes, catching the ball. He dropped every single one. He had 5 attempts. He dropped every single one. And then we ran the shuttle drills. The coach just demonstrated us what he wanted to do, go forward and back, and he was missing out. He was messing that up too. So, and then we did DB drills, like backpedaling, turn around, catch the ball, drop every single pass. So after the combine's over with, the instructors and the directors will evaluate every person, and they'll grade you on how well you did. And if you did well, according to their eyes, they'll give you an invitation to go to the draft. I was able to get 90%. I think I had the second best score. And then at the end, they gave me the envelope, said, hey, you invited to the draft. I'll see you whenever the date is. We'll let you know what the date, and I'll see you at the draft. And he went through everybody, but when he went to the end, that guy that had all that speed, he didn't get picked. He didn't get picked at all. And the guy was like, why? I didn't get picked. Why? And the coach was like, well, you had the speed, but on the catching ability, got an X. On the shuttle drill, we got an X. On the DB drill, we got an X. On this drill, we got an X. So you got all these X's. You got the speed, but, in our eyes, you can't play. So you're not invited to the draft. And I thought about that a few days ago at my job. It came back to my memory, and I talked to my wife about it in the car. And I'm like, man, that's how it's going to be on Judgment Day. That's how it's going to be. When Jesus come back, and when he come down here, before you enter the gates, he's gonna ask you, well done, that good and faithful servant, or I never knew you, depart from me. So I want to let everybody know in here, God, he's a forgiving God, of course. He's a merciful God, graceful God, but at the same time, he's not playing around. We can't play around with our life. We got to take our life seriously. God has already given us enough time to get it right, because when he come back, there's no do-overs. When the combine ended, that guy, he told the director, he said, bring the cones back out. I'll show you what I can do. Bring it out. He said, no, it's too late. You already showed me what you can do. I already evaluated you. I see that you're not that good of a player. He was blunt with him. You're not that good. You got the speed, but you can't play. You can't get drafted. You can't get invited. You can't enter into the draft because you cannot play. And before we had the combine, we had 3 months to prepare for everything. I went to the gym, ran outside, ran on the track. I did everything I could to make sure I prepared myself to get invited to the draft. Right now, we have all this time. Some of us are in our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. We got all this time to get right before Jesus come back. So evaluate yourself. If you know you need to get your life right with God, today is the day. Because tomorrow's not promised for you. Tomorrow's not promised. Today can be your last church service. Today can be your last time seeing everybody here, seeing your loved ones, seeing your relatives, your cousins, your pastor. Today could be your last time taking breath on this earth. And if you ain't right with God, and y'all know if you are or not, if you're not right with God, if you die today and you ain't right, when Jesus come back, I never knew you, depart from me, because you had all this time to get it right. You had yesterday to get it right. You had last week to get it right. You had last year to get it right. The year before that. We got to stop playing around. We got to stop wasting time. Stop wasting your life. Stop wasting time on God. Take your life seriously. If you are not right, take it right. Take it right. Because and then when the director told him he couldn't get drafted, he cried. I never seen a grown man cry in front of all, of course, I cry when I'm hearing praising God kind of thing. But like in front of like a football, like we supposed to be tough kind of environment, atmosphere. Chris know what I'm talking about. You don't show that kind of that side of you, that emotion. You want to be tough. But he sat there and cried, bawling tears because he didn't get picked. And that's how it's going to be. God going to say, I never knew you depart from me. Like, think about it. How would that make you feel to live all this time in your life and Jesus come back and you want to go to heaven so bad and he tell you can't enter because your life wasn't right? The speaker going to come up today. They're going to speak their word. And after that, they'll do altar call. If you know your life ain't right today, I challenge you to get it right today. Tomorrow's not promised. God, he's not playing around with us. We are already living the last days, as you can see. If you look on the news, you can see all the things that's happening across the world. You can see it. We are living the last days. Jesus is coming. We don't know when. We don't know the hour. He'll come at like a thief at night. He'll come a thief at night. You don't know when it's going to happen. You don't know when your life is going to be taken away. We don't know the timeline of our own life. We don't. I went to school with some people that's the same age as me, and they passed away. Their kids are left behind without a mother. Kids left behind without a father. I wonder if their life was right with Christ. I wonder, so they can see their kids again. They can see their loved ones again that had their life right with Christ. Today is the day to get your life right. After the speaker go up, do their thing, altar call come up. If you know your life ain't right with Christ, I dare you to get it right today. Because just because you made it through last week don't mean you can make it through next week. Because once you start having that mindset, you're going to start procrastinating like, I made it through last week. I can do one more week. Then you come back next week. I can do one more week. Then that becomes months. That's going to become years. The next thing you know, you're gone. And you have all these time chances to get it right with God. Today is the day. Because Judgment Day is near. Thank you.